Hello and welcome to Hibs TV. Today we welcome Dundee to Easter Road for what many see as a really important game for the Hibees after a dramatic 2-2 draw away to Aberdeen in a game dogged by VAR controversy. Today is a chance for the Hibees to put that bad luck behind them and start to create some momentum as we head towards the split, a really important part of the season. Hibs versus Dundee today, 3 o'clock kickoff here at Easter Road, and I'm delighted to have a man next to me who knows all too well about winning with the Hibees, a man that bleeds green and white. Mickey Weir, how are you?
I'm fine, how are you?
Yeah, very, very well, thank you. I'll start right at the top with the Dundee game then. Obviously, a huge game in the context of the season.
Yeah, big game. You know, it's a chance. We're at home, try and get the points and get a wee bit of momentum into our game. I think over the last couple of weeks, you can see that the confidence be hit with one or two decisions not gone against us, and you do need these no matter how well you're playing, rightly or wrongly. You need decisions, and I think there was a couple at Aberdeen that were way out of my wildest dreams how they could give these kind of decisions. But they've happened, and you've got to move on. But hopefully it's gave the players that wee bit of determination to put things right now, and try and get a result today, because it is a big game.
Yeah, I was going to say, obviously Dundee are currently occupying that kind of sixth spot, 5 points ahead of us in the league table as well. This game is massive, knowing that there's only 8 to go until the split.
Yeah, it's a big game, and Dundee will come down here full of confidence because they've got a bit of momentum. They'll be winning games, and that's the key to it. If you're winning games, the confidence goes through the club. But I still think, if I look back at the game at Dens Park, I thought we won there quite comfortably, to be honest. And I think today I'm looking for a similar performance. I think if we put it right and we played our capability, I think we could win the game. I don't see a problem with that. It's just having a belief to go and get the first one, get a win. The most important thing in football is just to get that one, so you can maybe back up with one or two. Big games coming up after this. So, but one at a time. If we can get a result today, then it will definitely lift the confidence of the players.
Yeah, 100%. And we've obviously won 2 games in the Cup since the turn of the year, but in terms of league wins, we're looking back to kind of middle of December when you were in your playing days and you were on a little bit of a run like that. How did you get out of that?
Just work harder. I remember way back when I was going bad spell at the time, like every football player goes it, every club goes through it, and it was a great Peter Cormack. They always said to me, the only way to get over a bad spell, Michael, is to work harder. Work hard. We work harder, and you'll come through. Your ability will come through, and I always stuck by that, rightly or wrongly. That's the way I always looked at it, and I think that's my advice to players who are going through a bad spell: is just work harder, because things will turn. Your ability, you always got to have your ability. It's just a confidence thing, But if you work hard, things fall for you. If you're determined to keep going, things will happen for you. But if you just sit off it and think it's going to happen, it won't. You just got to keep going. That was my advice: just work harder, and things will drop for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we did put in a good performance away at Aberdeen last weekend. We came away with a point after a 2-2 draw. Let's just take a look back at that one.
Finn Jensen. Then it goes back to Kelly Roos. Jensen under pressure from Nathan Mariah Welsh. Again, has to go back to his goalkeeper. Roos then clears long. Miskicked it. And Hibs take possession through Mizian. Chance here for Martin Boyle. Real chance for Martin Boyle. He opens the scoring. That's a terrific goal from Hibs. Yeah. And Mizian was the architect. He battled just outside the Aberdeen 18-yard box for that one, Kevin. Won it. Got control of it. Saw Martin Boyle to his right-hand side. Slipped the ball into Martin Boyle. And his finish, taking it round the goalkeeper before rolling it into the empty net. Cool as you like.
Yeah, it was great. Mizian's touch, it's his touch through the defender's legs, Cliff. Strength, and then a lovely little touch here. You see it here. It takes it through the player's legs. He's onside anyway by the looks of things.
So a bit of an exchange between him and an Aberdeen fan on social media about was he taking his bathing costume with him, and Martin had said, "I'll take my best bikini."
Right.
And I think it might have just been a dive, you know, kind of just.
Oh,
Oh, that's a great save. It's in the net though.
Offside.
It's Nicky Devlin that's equalised. I mean, it would be a check by VAR as well. That ball was played into the box, cleared, it landed back. David Marshall made a great stop, but just couldn't get it wide.
Just not
For the
switched
corner.
on. Cliff. Just not switched
Yep.
on. I think that's it. The biggest issue. You know, the ball gets cleared, and then we're running out. We're not looking where people are. In the same sense, when we get the ball forward, we look as if we're a threat.
Claims inside the Aberdeen penalty. Certainly Mizian had his hand up. Jordan Obita whipped the ball into the box, bounced awkwardly in front of Nicky Devlin. Looked as though it might have struck his arm for Duke. Gets away from Miller. Hits the byline, cuts it back. Clark's with a chance. Just enough on that. Spoke goalwards and Aberdeen have the lead through Jamie McGrath. Looked like confusion at the edge of the Hibs 6-yard box there, Kevin, as to who was going to clear it.
I just thought, trying to understand the way Lewis Miller tries to go in, he goes inside on, you know, gets beat far too easy, and then nobody really presses the ball. You know, you're going in with your wrong foot. Duke does well, then go to the ball.
Obita once again on this near side. Jair holds it in. Claims they're offside.
Nah, I think he's onside, Cliff.
Lovely ball from Obita for Newell. Gets it inside the area, cuts it back.
Chance.
A chance. Emiliano scores. The flag's up for offside on the far side, though. I assume, as ever.
Depends how the lines are drawn.
Yeah, everyone talking amongst themselves.
Joe Newell's onside.
Certainly looks onside there, yeah. It's a lovely ball back into Emiliano's path.
Don't know what.
In past instances where the decision takes this long,
It's a goal. It's a
generally
goal.
goes, yep.
It's a goal.
Or has it been, yep?
Yeah, it has, yeah. I just saw the fourth official saying to the manager it was a goal.
Yeah. I like a bit of confusion.
Yeah.
Certainly Joe Newell wasn't offside there, and I assume if they checked the Jordan Obita one, they've decided he wasn't offside either. Lovely ball from Jordan Obita to Joe Newell. And Nicky Devlin, as you say, almost looked like he ducked out in the header there.
Well, Mickey, we just looked back at the highlights from Pittodrie just then. I mean, look, the game was full of controversy, as we said, in terms of VAR decisions. The main one being the handball that wasn't given for a penalty. What was your view on that?
Well, just as we just spoke about earlier, it's decisions that you really need. You know, no matter how good you are or how you're performing, you need that wee bit of luck in football. You know, and when you're not getting those decisions, they're vital. They're absolutely vital, because that could take you into a position to win in the game. And when you're looking at several incidents, I can look back, as I spoke about the St Mirren game here, where we had a bad day, there's no doubt about that, but I think it was the second goal where it's just flashed off one of our players' hands. It's a penalty kick given. Where's the difference? There's no difference, you know, and that's what everybody. I'm listening to football people all the time talking about. Well, we can't have different rules for different games. It's either a handball, and that's what's infuriating everyone, you know. But the one at Aberdeen was, as I say, it was baffling for me, because I've been in the game since I was a young man, and I see decisions now that just really baffle me, you know.
Yeah. Obviously, we had a meeting with the SFA on that. They came out and apologised to people at the club. Obviously, to an extent, it makes it a little bit better because they've acknowledged there's an error, but ultimately it doesn't give you any points.
It doesn't give you 3 points, Adam. You know, it doesn't give you 3 points, and that's what the main thing is, especially when you're struggling for confidence or trying to get a win. There's nothing more infuriating than a decision like that that's blatant. And I don't know if it actually went to the VAR or it didn't go to VAR. I don't.
Yeah, it went to the VAR, and they did check it,
and they can't see that. No, come on, there's something. It's got to be sorted, you know. And I think it's not just us. I think the whole football is frustrated with it, you know. And my opinion is, I'm maybe a bit old school, but let the referee the game. And if it's rightly or wrongly, I'm still talking about decisions way back. But that's football. That's why we all sit in the pubs and the clubs or wherever it may be, talking about football, and we're talking about decisions that day, but we're used to that.
Yeah.
But now they're trying to make it perfect. Football will never be perfect. It just won't happen.
Yeah, there's always opinions. Well, we mentioned points. Let's just take a quick look at the league table then, just to put today's game in perspective. Obviously, we're trying to push for a top 6 finish and then trying to kind of kick on from there. Dundee, obviously, like I said earlier, 5 points ahead of us in the table. In the grand context of the season, home form now is going to be vitally important, isn't it? Especially obviously having Dundee, Livingston, Ross County and St Johnstone all at home.
Yeah, but it's one step at a time. You know, football's one step at a time. You can't climb the mountain straight away. In my opinion, you've got to try and get a wee bit of momentum, get your home form sorted first and foremost, try and win your home games, and if you get into top 6, great, but one step at a time. I think if you look at it, we've had 6 or 7 new players coming in.
Yeah,
that's not just going to happen overnight.
Yeah.
You know, to just put 6 players or 4 players, 5 players into the one team at once and expect it all to click is difficult, very difficult. To win games and get a balance in a team is difficult. So you've got to give that a wee bit of time. But the home form, I think the home form is the key to any football club, not just this club, but this club especially, because normally coming to Easter Road has been a tough gig for most teams, you know, and I find at the minute teams are coming in and they're sensing there's a lull, you know, there's a lack of confidence through the Hibs players, and teams sense that. But that's the brutal game of football you're in, you know, they sense it and they play on it and they go for it. And that's what we've got to try and turn that round to make sure this is a difficult place to come to.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's just take a quick look at the other fixtures that are happening around the Cinch Premiership today. Then, obviously, Hibs against Dundee. Kilmarnock play Aberdeen, which could be a huge game as well in terms of the race for the top 6. Neil Warnock still looking for his first win. Rangers play Hearts. Ross County against Livingston, and St Mirren against St Johnstone. Obviously, on Sunday, Motherwell play Celtic as well. I suppose from a Hibs perspective, the games you're looking out for there is probably Kilmarnock, Aberdeen, and to an extent St Mirren, St Johnstone as well.
Yeah, they're all important games, you know. But I think, as I said to you, one game at a time. That we've got to make sure that we look after Hibs. You know, we've got to make sure that we get results. The rest will look after itself. We can't be worried about this result and that result. Just make sure that we win, make sure that we get a couple of results on the board, and things will change. Football can change very quickly, you know, and there was parts of the game last week at Aberdeen where we were very good, you know, but there's deficiencies as well. I still think we lack a bit of experience in certain areas of the pitch, and that's something we need to look at. But for our own sake, is we've got to take care of winning our home games, you know, and starting today, Dundee, a big game. As I say, they'll come here quite confident, but I think if we can put it together, we're more than capable of winning this game. It's just having a belief to do it, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll just go to a quick break now, but make sure you stay with us because we'll hear from Nick Montgomery and Lewis Miller, and of course, keep catching up with Mickey.
Simplexity Travel is made up of some of London's leading bespoke travel managers. Simplexity specialise in luxury travel services for corporate and private clients, groups and individuals who lead busy lives. Simplexity will simplify challenging schedules and complex trip itineraries, ensuring our clients always travel with complete peace of mind and in perfect luxury. Simplexity Travel, making luxury travel simple.
Hello and welcome back to Hibs TV. Mickey Weir is joining me as we continue to build up to today's cinch Premiership game against Dundee. Mickey, we kind of touched upon games against the D earlier on. Let's just look back then at that one away. Firstly, at Dens, obviously, I think Lewis Miller scored. He got sent off. We won the game 2-1, but it was a really good performance.
Yeah, it was. I thought we were comfortable that day, to be honest. I thought we played really well. If I can remember, we were very good on the counter-attack, and I think Dundee will probably come here and sit in today and try and frustrate us, and they'll be hoping that a lot of our players are kind of feeling the pressure of being where we are in the situation we're in. But as I say, it's about belief, having the belief to go and to play our football, you know, but in a positive way as well. We don't want to be too loud. The game's got to be played at speed, you know, because that's what beats the lower sides, is the speed of the game. If you play at a slow pace, it allows them to sit in and they can build momentum. Whereas when we go like we did at Dundee, I think we started well and we continued through the game, and I thought we won it comfortably. And I'm just hoping if we can get that kind of performance today, then I think we'll have more than enough to win the game, you know. Yeah,
absolutely. And it was obviously a stalemate when we met here earlier this year as well. It was a really good performance though. Again, like the two games against Dundee, we put in two really good performances. That day I think we had over 30 shots and just couldn't find a breakthrough. I suppose today the clinical nature in front of goal is going to be the most important thing.
Yeah, and the thing being is today is all about the result. You know, it's all about the result. Performances are great, playing nice football is great when you're winning. But when you're in a situation we are, it's about getting the result, getting the 3 points. I would love to see us becoming a dogged team at times, you know, rather than just being free-flowing, going to try and win games. If you've got to sit in at times, you've got to work hard at times, even at home, it doesn't matter. It's about getting the points, you know. And today, to me, it's all about the result rather than how well we play. You know, it's great to see it, easy-flowing, good-flowing football, but result is the most important.
Yeah, and in terms of that clinical nature in front of goal, obviously Martin Boyle's come back absolutely firing since the Asian Cup. Emi Marconde's got his first goal for the club against Aberdeen as well. In terms of those attacking options now, I mean, Nick Montgomery has loads to choose from.
Yeah, that's right. It's just getting the combination right and getting the players on form, you know. And if they've took a dip, but every player will have a dip. Sometimes you've got to play them through the dips, you know. And I'm not a believer of taking a player out if he's had one bad game and you leave him out for 5 games, because I had it myself, and I played with players who maybe gone through a bad spell, but they always come through it, you know. And I think the big lift is having Boyle back, and that is experienced as well, and you know that if he gets chances he will take them, and these players coming back will help us definitely.
What do you think Nick Montgomery will be saying because of the importance of this match to his players?
Well, I would think he would be saying how important it is to get a win. You know, winning will change anything. 1-1 can change a season for teams, you know, and although it's been a wee while coming, but you've got to remember as well, for the manager, he's lost a lot of players to international duties. He's had to bring loan signing ins, as I say, 4 and 5 players at the same time. Very difficult to try and get that balance right, and lost a couple of experienced players through injury. So it hasn't been right. It's not been great for us. It's not been helpful. You can only judge the manager or judge anyone is when you've got your full squad all firing and all ready to go.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, in the games that we're in now, that if you lose 2 or 3 games, the pressure builds very, very quickly. But they don't look at the big picture, and I like to see the people looking at the big picture and think, wait till we get everybody back and then judge. Don't judge when there's half the team are not even there, and experienced players that we really need. We went a couple of games with young kids who will probably have a good future in the game, but sometimes they're just not ready for these type of games, especially like today, So, but I think that today the message has got to be just to make sure we try and win the game, come what may.
Yeah, 100%. Well, we look back at the game. It's time now to remember our late executive chairman, Ronald J. Gordon. Ron had a fantastic impact on the football club, and unfortunately passed away 12 months ago. There will be a video played on the big screens, and so the players and the staff have a chance to remember Ron and the impact that he had on the football club. His legacy lives on. It was great to look back at Ron and the impact that he had on everyone at the football club, and he's really sadly missed by everyone. Now looking back towards the game against Dundee, we caught up with Nick Montgomery and Lewis Miller to get their thoughts ahead of today's big game. Nick, you obviously had a full week to prepare for this weekend's game. How's the last week been?
Yeah, it's been a good week of training. Obviously, Rocky Bashiri came back last week, so it's been a good week to get him into training. But no, the boys are in good spirits, and we're looking forward to the game tomorrow.
Yeah, there's obviously been a couple of bits going on. Obviously, Owen Bevan was announced that he's gone back to Bournemouth, and Kanai Meg was obviously gone back out on loan as well.
Yeah, so unfortunately with Owen, he's coming back from that injury. Really good young player that we were bringing into the squad, but unfortunately, just towards the end of his rehab, he's re-injured the same injury, so it's probably looking like 8 to 10 weeks. So we decided that we would send him back to Bournemouth. But right now the squad's strong. We've got good options, we wish him well, and we'll monitor his situation. And it's definitely a player that we are looking at for the future. And in terms of Kanayo, did really well when he came back. We brought him back from his loan, but with Chris Cadden back and Lewis Miller, Game time possibly limited for him, and I got a good chat with Canayo, and he felt that he really wanted to go back out and continue his development and take the stuff that he'd learned here. And take the experiences that I'd learned here playing against Rangers and the games that I played in and go and play. So yeah, we decided that was the best option for him, and he'll go out and we'll monitor him his games now from now till the end of the season.
Yeah, in terms of this weekend's game then, obviously Dundee aside ahead of us in the table in the business end of the year. How big of a match is this one?
They're all massive games. I said that last week. Every game, the next game is the biggest game, and this game's a big game. But it's at home. I think we've got a good run of games at home in these last eight games before the split. So it's a real opportunity for us. We know it's a good opportunity. We know it's at home. I'm really hoping there's a real good crowd there tomorrow to get behind the players, because we really need that. It's a new bunch of players. There's been a lot of change in the window. 7 players in. So I think the fans can see the players are now finding their feet a little bit. We've got competition for places. We've got options starting, options off the bench, and tomorrow's a really important game. Dundee are where they are because they deserve to be there. But we've got a real opportunity tomorrow at home to take the game to them, and we'll always go out and try and win the game. Yeah,
we obviously took the game to them at Easter Road. I think it was 20 plus shots that we had on goal, just couldn't find the breakthrough. Is that the most important thing tomorrow, just to find that clinical nature in front of goal?
Yeah, we'll talk about that game, the last game at home. It was a frustrating afternoon where we had a lot of the ball, a lot of chances, a lot of shots, but ultimately you have to put the ball in the back of the net, and that's something that we have to be accountable for. But that was a long time ago, and yeah, it's a good opportunity for us at home. We know we have to be more clinical. We create a lot of chances, and yeah, I think with the players that we've got in now, I think we've got a good opportunity to score goals in every game. Like last week, scoring 2 goals away at Aberdeen it should be enough maybe for you to get something out of the game, and we took a point. Could have been more, but now it's just full focus on tomorrow, and we've had a good week of training. We've done a lot of work on preparing for Dundee, and yeah, we'll go out tomorrow as always and go and try and win the game, and hope the fans can really get behind the players and really give us a good push now in this business end of the season.
Yeah, just finally, how's David Marshall?
Yeah, Marsh is miraculously. He a couple of days he was a little bit sore. We had a scan and there was no damage there, so it was more of a cramp. It was more of a little bit of a cramp that felt like it could have been a strain, and I think the physios did the right thing. We took him off, and Jojo came in and was assured in his time on the pitch, and yeah, Marsh has recovered really well. He's been back in training the last couple of days, so yeah, he's definitely in contention for tomorrow.
Fantastic. Good luck this weekend.
Cheers. Thank you.
Lewis, it's good to have you back. You've been back for a couple of weeks now. First of all, how much did you gain from that experience away at the Asia Cup with the Socceroos in your first major tournament?
Yeah, obviously first tournament. Obviously didn't pan out the way that I probably wanted it to pan out, but I think that it's going to develop me as a player. Obviously going through that adversity and kind of that hardship. I just think from now on my main and sole focus is to kill it at Hibs, and I think that will play a big part in my success in the future.
Yeah, what's it been like being back then? Obviously a fair few new faces in the changing room.
Yeah, obviously I walked into the changing room and I was kind of just like, what's going on here? I don't know half the people in here, but yeah, look, they're a great bunch of lads. Obviously they have a lot of quality and they provide a spark for this club, and I think that in a few weeks' time and further beyond that, you're going to see a real dangerous team in Hibs.
Yeah, looking ahead to this weekend then, Dundee on Saturday. It's a massive game. How have preparations been going for that one?
Yeah, obviously they're a great side. They're doing quite well, and they have a lot of quality players, and I think that we're going to have to go out and give 120%, obviously at Easter Road, where we want to play in front of the home fans. Like I said, every game is a battle now at this stage in the season, so we're going to fight as hard as we can for 3 points, and yeah, I'm very eager.
You played them a couple of times already this season. What kind of challenge do you expect from them?
They're quite a direct team, and they're very quick on the counter. They have a lot of quality players that love that transition. Obviously, the left wing back, they've got Noah Beck as well. Like I just said, they got a lot of high quality players. But I think that if we play to our game plan, then we can contain their threats.
Yeah, just finally, then what do we need to do to make sure that we get a positive result on Saturday?
Like I said, I think we just have to keep a positive mentality. Like, we've been playing well. We've been unfortunate in the past few weeks not to get the results, but I think that on any given day that we can win any game, no matter who the opposition is. So we're going to go out, press like crazy, and give it all we got. So yeah.
Nice one, Rosie. Thanks for your time.
Well, we just heard from Nick Montgomery and Lewis Miller just then. Both of them know how big today's game is. Mickey, we've obviously not got too long left on the show, but where do you think today's game could be won or lost?
I think for us is definitely to go and play, as I said earlier on, is playing at speed, you know, making sure that we play the game at a real good tempo, you know, because as I said earlier, I think when you get these types of teams who are coming with a wee bit of confidence, they'll sit in and they'll hope that you get a bit tentative, and we can't allow that. We've got to really start properly and make sure that they know that this is a real tough game for them today. I think we'll have enough, but I just think my worry is if we try and be a bit tentative and feel our way into the game and slow passing, and that's what these teams will thrive on, you know. But when we play at a speed, that's the key to us. If we can play at speed, and because we've got good pace in the team, it's just having that confidence and that killer instinct is the major, as you said, in front of goal when you get the chances to take them. But it's always easier said than done. But we have got the speed to hurt teams. It's when we get there to make sure we have an end product, and that means putting the ball in the net, because no matter what anybody says, you know, that's all that really matters in football, you know.
Yeah, no, it absolutely is. Well, hopefully we'll be able to put the ball in the back of the net a few times this afternoon. Mickey, thank you very much for joining us. And thank you very much to everyone watching at home. Let's hope that today will be a platform to push us on for the rest of the season.